gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Geeks Set Network proudly brings to you, it's the second reincarnation of the Nerd World Order podcast. It's your boy, Mikey Nardo DiCaprio. With me, I got Hollywood Trippy and Tech Exclusive. It's the Nerd World Order. Woo!
Too sweet.
Too
And
sweet.
if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. Too sweet. Too sweet. We got to get the crowd chant, too sweet, too sweet. Have them put that in the background.
Sweet.
Put that in the background.
That's what they used to do, right?
What's good, fellas?
Oh, chilling, dog. Chilling.
Good.
None. Talking wrestling.
Yeah,
Little wrestling.
we got some different content today, man. This is cool. This is cool.
Today, we're going to be doing the top 5 wrestling video games. I don't think we've done video games yet,
We have not.
so that should be
We
fun.
have not.
Have not.
You know, I was thinking about it, and during exclusive trivia, we had one exclusive trivia that was video game related. That was it. Everything else has been wrestling related.
Oh, yeah.
Because y'all wanted me to switch it up when we
Yeah.
could do game and stuff, and I was like, all right, so I did it.
Question.
Yes.
Question.
Tell me what you know about
me.
mine. That's why we cousins. We too much cousins, my nigga. What was the first wrestling video game that y'all played?
The first wrestling video game that I can remember playing.
Oh, boy.
Fuck.
Boy.
Put y'all on the spot.
I feel like it was. I can't remember the game.
I'll go first. Mine was the WWF WrestleMania arcade game.
Was that the game?
It was like you know, like at the arcade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No.
that and Royal Rumble. Those two are my first wrestling games.
For me, off of the top of my head,
I'm old.
it was that. It was either WrestleMania or Royal Rumble. I can't remember which one. I want to say it was WrestleMania at the arcade, or what was it? WWF Warzone on what was it? Not 64.
Sega?
It was Nintendo.
Nintendo?
Yeah, I think they had it on the Nintendo, didn't they?
Mine, for me.
WWF Warzone.
That was N64.
Was it in season? Okay, so
Mhm.
then no, that wasn't the first one I played. So it had to have been WrestleMania on the arcade.
The one the game I remember the most playing first was a random as it had like a bunch of random as like old school wrestlers, but I cannot remember the name of it.
Oh, they had it for PlayStation.
No, see, I probably had it for PlayStation, but obviously the 64. So Warzone wasn't it then? So
Warzone, or it could have been WWF Attitude. And Attitude was an N64 game too.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna say because I remember the first game that I played religiously was WrestleMania 2000. Because that was on the 64. Because that was the game that I wanted when my mom got me the system for my birthday.
The first game I remember playing religiously.
Like I remember playing the WrestleMania. It was either, like I said, it was either WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble at the arcade. That's how old we are.
Yeah.
We were at the dying days of arcades, but like we were still around for them. But I definitely remember playing at the arcade and playing that. But WrestleMania 2000 is definitely the first like legit wrestling game that I remember playing.
Game.
Yes, because that was the first one I was like, this is my shit.
Yeah, that was probably the first. No. Yeah, that's probably one of the first.
Yeah, I was gonna say because obviously we're all damn near 64 kids, low key.
Yeah.
It's like that was our time frame. You know, we're in our 30s, so it's like that's our time frame.
It was WrestleMania 2000 and then No Mercy.
No, for me it was No Mercy's definitely up there, but for me it was WrestleMania 2000 and then WCW versus NWO World Tour and Revenge. Those two. That was my shit. I still say WCW versus NWO Revenge had the greatest intro in wrestling game history.
I like that you could change the gear. That was my favorite part about NWO Revenge.
Yeah. But I still think, remember the intro?
Not really.
With the fucking casket lighting up and the dun, 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 like the
Not
fucking
really.
semi and Sting, or not Sting, but Macho Man was driving the semi truck, bro. That shit was, it's the coldest fucking intro
I said,
in the history of
YouTubers.
wrestling
I ain't
video
seen
games.
it. You said the intro?
WCW versus NWO Revenge intro.
But no, I don't think I remember seeing this.
It's the coldest intro. I would say to anybody that hasn't seen it, It's legit the coldest wrestling intro in the history of wrestling video games. Like, top notch. Like, it's just cold. But, like, wrestling video games, man, like, they've come a long way. But, like, what?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So, obviously, WrestleMania 2000, like, it's like.
For sure.
So, like, shout out to the Peacock app because they don't always, like, it's not the same as the WWE Network.
Mm-hmm.
They still bring us good content.
Mm-hmm.
They have a show on there called This Is Awesome, and they did an episode on wrestling games.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not realize like how extensive wrestling games were, and like how far back they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got like especially like New Japan wrestling games.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that was such a big thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
And they had like so many, and they had. I mean, they couldn't obviously use the names of professional wrestlers that we know and love because of copyright and whatnot, but they still incorporated all these different wrestlers that we see now.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have like have like Terry Funk, but his name would be Fairy Tunk.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Fairy Tunk.
Like
Or,
they would just have generic ass names.
Fairy
like-
Tunk, dog.
Benny Beta or some shit for
Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
Exactly. Yeah, like just this shit, bro. This shit is so cold.
I like the I was a fan of that one backyard wrestling game.
Yeah.
Like
That
I
shit's
really didn't like the
hilarious.
off-brand games where I didn't know who was who, but
Yeah.
that backyard wrestling game was pretty fun. I ain't gonna lie. That
Yeah.
backyard wrestling game was pretty dope.
A game that I didn't even think to incorporate as a wrestling game, but is most definitely a wrestling game, is the Def Jam games.
Yeah, Fight for New York and Vendetta. Oh, for sure.
I literally was playing Def Jam Vendetta yesterday.
Yeah.
Like Vendetta, Fight for New York.
Mhm.
What was the one for PSP?
Ooh, I don't remember that one.
That was
They need to remake. We need.
I know
another-
Def Jam Icon was trash.
I
That
think
shit
that
was
was the.
garbage.
I think that's the one for PSP.
yeah, cause I think that's the one where you had to do the disc
Yeah,
ducky and shit.
yeah, when they had because they had that on PS3 as well. And
Yeah.
that shit was garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was super trash.
Yeah, Fight for the Takeover.
The Takeover.
Takeover.
Okay, yeah.
Fight
that-
for New York, the Takeover.
Yeah, but like Vendetta and Fight for New York were definitely up there for sure.
Yeah, Vendetta was my shit.
But
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we want to get into.
so we're gonna do our top 5 wrestling games of all time.
I'll go
I'll
first.
go first since I'm the only one that doesn't have honorable mentions.
Okay.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'll
By
go
all
last then.
means.
I'll go
And
last
he
then.
actually has a list
We can
this
just go.
time.
We can
Chad.
just go this way.
That's cool. This was your idea, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So rounding off my top 5 at number 5 is SmackDown. Shut your mouth.
Good one. I like that one. That was a good one. Mhm.
Bro, so many fucking memories. I will say, like, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No, go ahead.
Nate, this might have been one of the hardest lists I've ever had to make, low key.
Probably, yeah.
Because as soon as you said 5, I was like, bro, I could think of like 10.
Yeah,
And-
I
and
thought of
I had
13
to-
of the ones I actually played.
And I had to go and I had to Google like games because it's like, damn, when did this come out?
Yeah.
I think because a lot of this,
Which game was this? 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, because a lot of my games are SmackDown games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and even though I was like, my first,
and for the longest they was just on PlayStation.
the very,
Because I didn't have a PS, I didn't have a PS2.
I would have to play the SmackDown games at my cousin's crib.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Like,
Me
'cause
too.
I was an
My-
Xbox
I
kid.
didn't.
Me
I
too.
had
Yeah.
so I had a 64, and then my next door neighbor, my best friend growing up, he had a PlayStation, and he had SmackDown 2,
Yeah.
and I would literally like beg my mom to spend the night over by his crib just so I could play that shit. I didn't give a fuck about hanging out with
I would
dogs.
spend
I just wanted to play the
hours.
game.
I would spend
Like that,
hours.
I was
Dude,
selfish.
use it for his
I didn't give a fuck.
PlayStation. Dude, use it for his
Bro,
PlayStation.
Call.
3-4 hours, bro.
Oh my, well,
3-4 in the morning just playing that shit.
Just getting new outfits for my car.
Yeah, didn't give a fuck.
Running through those storylines.
Bro, you had to do the storyline over and over, but that shit was cracking
That shit
though.
was cracking
Running
as
around the
fuck.
fucking arena, talking to the Undertaker, getting punched in the face and shit. Like, duh, that shit was
Man.
cold.
So,
Stone Cold saying what?
What? So number 4.
Oh, I'm about to play this shit when I get home.
SmackDown versus Raw 2007.
That was part of the 13 I had down. Yeah. Good shit.
Bro.
Good shit. Good shit. Good
Number
shit.
That's so
3,
fucking cold.
Good shit.
SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah.
Number 2, Def Jam Fight for New York.
I need to go do that.
And my number one game of all time, for me personally, it's WWF No Mercy.
My nigga, we too much cousins. Good shit.
That's
good shit.
That's legit. That's legit.
And this 5 took me a long time,
bro.
Because I had WrestleMania 2000 in my top 5, but then when I got to going through all the lists and all the games that I played, I'm like, I fucked with No Mercy more than I fucked with WrestleMania 2000.
So did I.
But I don't fuck with WrestleMania 2000 as much as I fuck with these other 4.
Mm-hmm.
Bro. Like,
so if I had to choose an honorable mention, it would be WrestleMania 2000. So
yeah, I based mine off of what I played the most.
Yeah.
And like obviously, and you can tell your list. It's nostalgia. Obviously, plays a big factor into it. Because like as you literally listed the games, I literally thought of just nothing but memories of playing that shit. Just like kicking it with my friends, just like growing up, just literally creating fucking wrestlers and just doing the story modes and just fucking hosting events and like, bro, I thought about creating a whole fucking like YouTube channel just based on that shit, like trying to like build storylines because I saw people doing this shit on early YouTube, just like fucking just everything, dog. Just all man, just classic wrestling games, bro. But I'm gonna go. I have 7 because I have two honorable mentions, so I'm gonna go with those 2 first. My first honorable mention is SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. That one was tough to leave out, but I
think they had 6 of those. Cause I think it was from 05 to 11.
SmackDown vs. Raw? They did. Yeah, because WWE 12 was the first one. It was called just WWE, yeah. And then my number 6 for my second honorable mention is Here Comes the Pain.
Okay.
Just because that was the one, like, I played that shit a lot, and it had probably the best roster of all the games.
Up with Brock Lesnar, bro.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar and bro, it was Brock Lesnar and Goldberg.
You do the F5 off the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it's like, bro. But getting into my number 5, and this shit is fucking hilarious.
If you
because my number 5
correctly, you can toss it right off into into the table, the announcer table.
But my number 5 is also SmackDown. Shut Your Mouth. As soon as you said it, I was like, that's fucking hilarious. That it's literally the same. And my number 4 is also SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 for the Xbox 360 though. That version, the 360 version. That's the one that I fucking played with a lot. No homo.
Pause.
My number 3 is a video that Mike actually was just watching the intro of that I say is the greatest wrestling intro video of all time. WCW versus NWO Revenge. When I tell you, I probably went through because that was the first wrestling game where you could go through and edit the attires of the wrestlers that were in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I literally
that was my favorite part. Yeah.
I literally would go through and literally edit everybody and just give them all sorts of different attires. Like I made damn near half the fucking group NWO, and then another group not NWO, and I would have them fucking wrestling and shit like that. It was like that shit was intense.
Yeah, that was a dope game.
My number 2, and it's biased because it was the opening intro was cold. The soundtrack was probably one of the best soundtracks in the history of wrestling video games, and the game was just cold, and it sparked a new series of wrestling that just became everything. Is the original SmackDown vs. Raw.
Oh yeah, 05.
Yeah, when they had Vince McMahon on the cover, he had the different color eyes, bro. Yeah. Just that soundtrack, bro, and that was like that's probably the second best wrestling intro of all time. Like it's cold. That's also another one I recommend anybody go see. It's great. And then my number 1, there's really no surprise, is WWF No Mercy.
Man. I love y'all, dog. This shit. I love y'all, man.
It's classic, bro. Like, it was a perfect video game.
Honestly.
Besides the bug that would reset your fucking belts. I don't know if y'all ever had that. There was like a major bug in the game. It was like a known thing. It was like you would go through the story mode, and because that's how you unlock the belts and shit like that, is doing the story mode. And then after a while, the shit would like corrupt, and all your belts would be gone. You have to start over again. It was like a known thing.
I don't think I
never got to that point.
It used to happen to me all the fucking time, and it was like a known thing.
Different belts.
create belts and shit. WrestleMania 2000, I used to create belts.
And I created. That's the thing. I created more belts than I did characters. Like I was never a creative character person. But I create a belt. I
I was
create a
gonna say
belt.
because that's how
But
I
I
was.
create a belt.
I was in like the later, like SmackDown 06 when you could win the shit. Because in SmackDown versus Raw, the creative belts were fucking crazy expensive. Like it was like you couldn't make enough money in the game to actually make a belt.
Right. Yeah.
Like you had to play like 60 hours of fucking.
Oh, you definitely had to
in-game
grind.
shit.
Oh, for sure, you definitely had to grind.
But then in 06, everything became way cheaper, and that's when all my like love for like custom federations, custom wrestlers. Like I used to have like, because I think it was only 50 wrestlers you could make at the time. I would have all 50 custom wrestlers. Like this shit was just cold. So yeah, but No Mercy's definitely number one for sure.
I don't really like that.
But go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna do what they did. I'm gonna mention my.
No, you don't have that on there.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm gonna definitely.
I see his list, chat.
I'm gonna definitely. So my first honorable
I
mention.
was reading up there, not down there. I'm sorry.
Wait, what was you looking at?
I was reading this whole thing, not that.
What was you looking at? Oh, Impact.
That, yeah.
I actually liked.
I liked it when it first came out.
Yeah, I liked
I was
Impact.
super geeked, and then that game became super stale after you beat the story once.
So my first honorable mention is WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2007.
Boo. Our number 4s.
Head ass. And then my other one is
definitely our number 4.
WWF WrestleMania 2000. My number 5 was WWE 2K19 because that was the last good wrestling game we got before the 2020 glitch.
Low key, like I follow some wrestling YouTube channels and shit like that, and that shit was underrated.
Yeah,
like
I enjoyed 2K19.
2K19 was the last. Like fun. 2K20 was so bad.
Yeah,
and 2K22 had its issues, but 2K19
I
was
enjoyed.
solid.
Yeah, I enjoyed 2K19. Number 4 was WWE 13. I enjoyed 13.
The last one was CM Punk on the cover.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a big reason why.
And
I
it
was
was the
number
last
13.
game. And it was the last game to have creative. No, it was the last game to have creative finisher too. Because they had creative.
I see. I never did none of that.
I did.
I never did.
They had created.
Yeah,
it was a front finisher, a back finisher, and a flying finisher. It was the last game to have it.
Okay. And then number 3 was WWF SmackDown, like the first one, the very first one.
Damn, the OG one?
Yeah, the OG. That was my shit. Number 2.
That was the first time where The Rock would take off the elbow. The elbow pass for real.
But then the entrances, wasn't the entrance just like a big ass screen? And then like they would just walk out, but they didn't have like the full entrance. That's what it was, right? It was just It was just a big ass screen.
It'd be the big screen, and it'd be the Titantron of the video, and then all of a sudden.
But they just walked out.
Yeah.
They didn't know motion, or they just walked out.
Yeah.
And if they were the champ, they would have the belt around anyways.
Yeah.
But you couldn't actually like have title matches in that game. I remember that too. Like you could have title matches in like the career and like the
career mode. Yeah.
And the guys would keep the titles in the when the regular expedition matches.
Number 2 was my number 2 is WCW versus NWO Revenge. The customization of the attire was my favorite.
That roster
part.
was deep.
Yeah, and it was a dope roster too.
I was never.
Because I think that was
WCW guy.
So
I think that's probably one of the few
reason,
video games that I played with almost every character.
So I was gonna say, like, I know Mike obviously was more of a WCW guy than all of us. But like I never watched it. Like I watched it. I watched it because it was wrestling. That's what I meant.
I was about to say.
As far as you watched more WCW.
I was about to say I'm definitely WWE guy, but I did watch WCW.
You watched more WCW than both of us combined.
For sure.
But that game, and World Tour were what like made me understand more WCW guys.
Yeah.
Because like Juventud Guerrero was my favorite dude on that game. Because he did the fucking 450
But I think my favorite 2 WCW games was this one and WCW Mayhem. I enjoyed Mayhem.
I see Mayhem was.
I liked Mayhem. I liked it better than Nitro and World Tour.
No, World Tour was cold. It was cold.
I didn't like World Tour like that.
World Tour had Muhammad Ali in it, bro.
For what reason?
Because he was just.
For what reason?
His name was Joe Boxer.
For what reason?
And he would knock motherfuckers out in one punch.
There's no reason for that. And then I think it's consensus. My number 1 was WWF No Mercy. Like just. Overall, that game was just so cold, bro. Like I enjoyed it.
I think our next episode we should like record out there and just create characters and just talk wrestling.
We can Twitch it
and just talk. Like just shoot the episode, but
yeah, we can make it work. We can make it work.
No Mercy
for sure.
That's cool,
bro. Just we can make it. Looking at all these games, it's like
set it up. Yeah.
Bro, I will say though, there was no like I was big into like the insiders on the video games before they came out and shit. Like I was one of them dudes that I wanted to know all the leaks.
I love getting those
and
insider
everything.
books.
And like TNA Impact, bro, that game. I remember being at my sister's house in Delaware when she was she's still in the military now, but like we would go visit her like a couple times a year. And we went there, and I was up at 2 a.m. when they released like the next trailer of who was gonna be, and it was like James Storm character being like, and I was like, let's fucking go! Like I was geeked. I don't know why I was so excited about that game, and then I bought it and played it, and I was like, it's a little underwhelming. Like I liked the graphics, but like, it was like because it was like you saw all
when
the
you
behind
first
the
buy
scenes.
the game, I say for the first couple of weeks or months, however long it took you to do the whole story thing.
I beat
That's
the story
where it
in
was-
like I beat the story in like 4 days, and
That's
that was
where
all while being in high school too.
That's where the
grind.
fun was, and then after that, it kind of
Because it was
kinda
like
gets
the
there.
online was kind of trash,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like-
they didn't have
Oh, I never played online.
I
they
never
didn't have a
played
lot
I
of like
just
It was-
game modes.
The playability. So it's the replay ability, like going through the storylines again, and being able to just play with your your friends, just
Yeah.
like for hours.
right.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like for me and my cousins on No Mercy, we would create a pay-per-view
Mhm.
and simulate the whole pay-per-view
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
and just
for sure.
record it on
Record- yeah.
VHS
Yeah.
and just let that shit play out.
Yeah.
And then go back and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just watched the regular ass pay-per-view.
Yeah, I know exactly.
like,
So, yeah.
That's how like my guy. Shout out to my homie Crazy Coach. He was real big.
Crazy Coach.
He
Shout out
had
to Crazy
he had
Coach.
the CCU. It was the Crazy Coach universe. It was his universe mode on WWE 2K22, and it was nothing but custom wrestlers. Like I had one, and like he would have custom belts, custom shows, everything. And his main goal was to basically just he let the game play out and he would commentate.
Yeah.
But then he got caught up into streaming, and it was a mix between commentating but also like talking with the people that were watching. And it was like just I was excited on like a Sunday night because he had like the pay-per-view come. I was geeked. I was like, bro, this shit is about to be lit. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just cool. And then like I went to do it myself, but like life just happened. I didn't have my own time. Like I created Jaw, and we were gonna be the NWO, and there was gonna be a factions. But the other issue with the modern game is like, I think with the universe mode like that, if you're just gonna simulate, you need to have an option to like pick the winner before the match, so you can predetermine. Because you can't really build storylines if you don't know the outcome of the match.
Yeah.
Type shit. No,
So it's like you can't be like, I'm gonna bring this faction in and they're gonna dominate, but they lose all the time. So it's like you can't really build a faction like that type shit. So that's one wish that I hope.
Dude made
for-
damage control on
Yeah, it was
No
like,
Mercy.
oh, we're gonna take over. 1, 2, 3, our shoulders hit the mat. Like, but man, it's like those are some good ass lists. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
That
I'm shocked that you had 07 on your list, low key.
Why?
I don't know.
I enjoyed those 07.
just
It
seems-
just
it
wasn't.
just seems
It
like
just
a
wasn't
game
one of my
that,
top
like,
5.
It was like one of those games where I felt like I was one of the only people who played it. Like I feel like a lot of people I knew didn't play.
Cause which one had DX on the cover?
That was 08. Because 08 had Jeff Hardy back in the game. That was the tag team one.
SmackDown versus Raw 07 was the last wrestling game I like.
Played a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
08?
I stopped watching
no.
wrestling shortly after that.
09. 09 was the one. 08, that had the ECW. That was the first game CM Punk was in. Was 08.
Yeah. I stopped watching shortly
So that's 2006.
shortly after that.
I was just trying to see what the covers were.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that
that-
was
this
it
is the one
because
I
it had DX on the
mhm.
cover, and then that was the
Mhm.
first game that Jeff Hardy was back in. But what were you saying?
I stopped watching shortly after.
Oh, okay.
After that.
because I know you definitely took a hiatus. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Because I didn't see any of CM Punk's
game was actually super
WWE run.
2010. I like 2010 a lot.
I had one of them for the PSP. I just don't remember which one.
But we got some good lists.
No, it was a good list.
I'm
for
just
sure.
geeked that we all had No Mercy at
Yeah,
number 1.
bro,
Like,
No
that's
Mercy's
dope.
classic,
That's
man.
pretty
Like-
fucking dope.
Y'all chime off in the comments. Let us know what y'all think. If y'all feel like No Mercy was also number 1 on your list. And
So
if,
let's
give us your top 5 as well.
let's recap. Go do your list again. Recap 5 through 1.
5 through 1.
Just quick.
SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth. SmackDown versus Raw 2007. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Def Jam, Fight for New York. WWF No Mercy.
All right, then mine was SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth. SmackDown versus Raw 2007. There's like a echo in this room.
Right.
WCW versus NWO Revenge, SmackDown versus Raw, the original, and WWF No Mercy.
Mine was 5 WWE 2K19, 4 was WWE 13, 3 was WWF SmackDown, 2 was WCW versus NWO Revenge, and then number 1 was WWF No Mercy. I really like our list. That's pretty.
It was dope.
That's pretty small.
It was
pretty fucking.
so. It
dope.
was like I didn't know if Def Jam was gonna make either one of your lists. Like I love the Def Jam games, but like
I liked them. I just wanted to do purely just.
you want to do like WWE, WCW.
Yeah, like purely just.
But it's like
Professional
like low-key,
professional
but
Haifu,
wrestling.
New York
But they're
was
definitely
called-
wrestling games.
I must
so
say,
yeah, they're
but
definitely
the-
wrestling. I never
The
took them out of
criteria
there.
was
The
wrestling.
criteria
Yeah,
was
yeah.
wrestling game.
Yeah.
No, but definitely.
So, but no, it's
Yeah, that's why I didn't. I was like, no, that's not a no. Like, it's a wrestling game. I just didn't.
No, but I will
it's,
say like
it's
yeah,
not
no.
a traditional
Right,
wrestling
yeah.
game.
But like,
Yeah.
let us know where we fucked up. If we missed a game that everybody should have in our list, let us know in the comment section below. Let us know your top 5. Fuck it, like just write that shit down there. Let us know.
I just got like a vision of us doing a top 50 wrestling games.
Are there 50 wrestling games?
Yeah, but
there's a lot, but I don't think
we
there's
haven't.
50.
I don't think between the three of us.
I'm sure there's a lot in
played-
Japan.
We've played 50 games,
I definitely didn't play 50 wrestling games.
Not
so
50.
it had to be like we'd have to have a panel.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
definitely
lot.
like a multi-person.
We'd have to
Yeah.
have a panel.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But yeah,
Well-
man, just let us know. Like I said, let us know what your list is. Top 5 wrestling games. You can put them in any order if you want. You can go 5 to 1. You can go 1 to 5. You can go 3, 2, 1, 4, 1. I don't give a fuck. However you want to do it. Just put that shit and let us know. Yeah, make sure if you like this video, be sure to hit like, follow us. We're gonna be out here putting all sorts of content like this.
And what they got to do?
We gotta ring the bell.
Bring, bring, bring.
Bro,
Are you riding a bike?
WWE have 81 by themselves.
Really? Damn.
Bro, it literally
That's crazy.
says WWE 1 to 81.
That's crazy. We're gonna have to look at that.
and
We're gonna have to
that's
look at that.
WWE.
We're gonna have to look at that after.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you follow us. And like I said, we will be back with more content like this. We're pushing out. 2023 is the year of content. We pushing that shit out, man. So just be ready. We're gonna have all sorts of shit. It's gonna be wrestling, games, movies, whatever the fuck. We're gonna be doing everything. So just be ready. We taking over. That's what it was, right? WWO's taking over.
Put. No,
Push
sorry,
it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
We're gonna get
As
demonetized.
yeah.
always, it's been another wonderful episode of NWO Podcast, the Nerd World Order Podcast, the podcast that is just too sweet.
2.0.
As
sweet.
always, it's your boy Dougie Fresh, aka Hollywood Trippy.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Mikey Nardo DiCaprio, aka Mikey Uso. What it do?
And of course, Jake exclusive. And we out.
Peace.
Peace.